Hello guys, welcome to my channel and today I'm back with another NXB video. So today I will be ranking all the green characters in the game. I've done this kind of video for every other color, so be sure to check them out. And before we start, keep one thing in mind that I will not be including ninjas like Karin that still don't have their ultimate. So with that all said, let's start the rankings. So at the bottom at number 11, it's gonna be Sarada Genin. I don't think so it should be a surprise since she is a fairly old unit and the time she came she wasn't even that good at that time also. She has an attack that can cause paralyze, but the range on it is really low, and also it is not guaranteed paralyze, so that's really bad. And also damage on it, that attack is not that good. Her fire style attack is pretty decent, but still since she is a green character the damage is just not there on that attack either. And also her new 4-star, the damage is decent on that one I'd say, but still for a 4-star that it's a pretty lackluster one. And her ultimate, it's pretty decent in my opinion. It's at least better than Sakura's old ultimate, so that's one thing. She isn't good as a support and she isn't also good on defense, and also as attack mission she is not good, so she just is a really bad character, so that's why she's at number 11. At number 10, it's gonna be Hanabi. I think so she should be getting a recap pretty soon, like not should be, but I'd say she should get a recap because she is also a fairly old unit. She has a seal attack that is pretty decent as a support, and I wish that seal attack, if that seal attack would have also been an iframe, that would have been a different story, but since it is not an iframe, it's just a seal attack. And she has one of the attacks, Byakugan, that just increases critical rate, which is not that useful. And also she has an air palm that is also not that good, and her ultimate to top it all is just pretty bad. The only thing of saving her is the seal attack, because she's at least not pretty good, but she's decent as a support, so that's why she's above Sarada Genin and at number 10. At number 9, you might have seen multiple videos about Haku on my channel, and in all of them I just complained about his ultimate, and that's still here, but he is still a decent main. His ultimate, even though it's not that good, but he's still a decent main since he has a teleport. He has an attack that can do pretty good amount of damage. It is kind of a shotgun attack, but not literally a shotgun attack. The damage is less than a shotgun attack, but still the damage is there. And he has one of the attack that can knock down the opponent, and his ultimate, as I told you, I don't like it, but it's still there. He is a better main than Hanabi and Sarada, and it's not like Hanabi is a really good support unit. If she was a really good support unit, I would have put her over Haku, but I'd say Haku as a main is much better than Hanabi as a support, so that's why he is above Hanabi. And at number 8, it's gonna be Hinata. She just recently got a recap. She has an attack that can seal you. You use that attack and then you can seal the opponent with just basic attacks or ultimate. Any attack you use, it will seal the opponent, so that's really good. But the thing about that is that she just doesn't use that attack very often as a support. She rarely uses it. I don't know why. So that's why she's this below. At least if she would use that attack more often that, then she would have been a bit higher on the list, but she just doesn't use it. And also she has an iframe, so at least that's better than Hanabi, because she can also survive, and her newer ultimate is also better than Hanabi's in my opinion. So I just wish that the seal attack would do that attack, she would use it again and again, but she just does not. And the cooldown on that attack is also really high, 30-second cooldown, I think so. 30 or 25 seconds, some kind of that cooldown, and that's really high, even though the seal the effect with which you can seal the opponent stays for a bit of time. But I think so at least you have to the effect goes away and then you have to wait for 10 seconds to use that attack again. That's not also that great, so that's why she's at number 8. And at number 7, it's gonna be Sakura. She has an attack that can heal you. Of course it's not that high, it's just 1600. But the thing is, she also has a defense debuff attack, and also she can boost the attack of the teammates, and her newer ultimate is also pretty good. So she is overall a really good support unit. I mostly if you I would say not use her as your main healer, but as a support with that little bit of heal. For example, if you're using a KLM Naruto or somebody as a healer in your team already, you can definitely use Sakura, because first of all she will also heal you, and also she can do defense debuff. And as I've told many times, defense debuff is really important as a support character in my opinion, at least. So that's why she defense debuff, she also boosts the attack, and if not that, she can also boost critical rate with one of the attacks, but I'd say attack boost is much better. And her ultimate is also pretty decent. The newer one, the older one can also work, but newer one is of course much better, and she is a like really good support and much better support than all the units below, so that's why she's at number 7. And number 6, it's gonna be Tsunade, and the biggest reason for that is the jutsu with which she can remove ailment effects, so she is pretty useful against Deidara and Shikamaru. Not so much against Shikamaru because like once you get sealed, it does do a lot of damage and you stay sealed for a little bit, but against Deidara she's really useful, also against Jiraiya and Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan, like she is pretty useful with that. And to top it all, that attack also heals over time, even though it's like 190 or 200 heal, but still it keeps on healing over time and it might have a pretty big effect later on. And she has a like for most of the time, like the most time in the game, she had the highest heal. It was 3700, I think so. It was 3700 or 4000, one of those, but she had the highest heal, and 4200 or 3700, one of those. So that is quite a lot of heal with just one go. And her newer ultimate, she can kill ninjas, and with the older ultimate she can go invincible for at least 10 seconds, and also it increases her attack, so that's really good. And her new 4-star, it is kind of, I just wish it did not have the defense debuff effect on it. Like I wish it did the defense debuff to the opponent, but rather it just does it to you, so it's kind of like the double-edged sword. It does a lot of damage, but it also gives the defense debuff to you, so that's kind of where she falls on the list. If she would have had, if that like punch attack would have had the defense debuff on the opponent, that would have been really good. And she also has an attack that can cause confusion, the nerve rupture one, but I don't think so it is worth using that attack, because yeah, that might be much better to use than the punch attack, since punch attack as a support you don't need that much. So yeah, that would be the best kit. So Tsunade, she's better than Sakura, as I told you, because the biggest reason being the ailment effect removal, because we have a lot of ninjas nowadays that have damage over time, so that's why she's really useful there. And she can also survive on her own with the like either the old or newer ultimate, both she can survive with them, so that's why she's above Sakura and at number 6. And next at number 5, it's gonna be Onoki. Like many people, I think so, forget about Onoki. He has one of the attacks that can cause confusion, and he has one of the attacks that can cause speed debuff, and of course confusion and speed debuff both together is a really good combo, because if you like hit ninja with confusion, the ninja just runs around in circles and stuff, so it's really difficult to catch that ninja but with the speed debuff, like that ninja just can't run away from you, so that's really useful. He is a really good main too, because of the one of the attacks that can once you use that attack, you can go over tornado traps and stuff really easily for like 1 to 2 seconds. So, and also it gives you the like speed boost, so that's really good. So what I'm saying is that he's a good main, and also the support that confusion and speed debuff can work. Like he's I'd say he's equivalent of Jiraiya, but in green color, because of confusion and defense debuff. Of course he does not do damage over time, but still like the confusion and speed debuff is really useful. And he also has one of the attacks, if you're using him as a support, that can be used as an iframe, so he can also survive there a bit. And his dual ultimate is pretty decent, and also his older one is also pretty decent. So Onoki, since he's a good main and also as a support, since he does 2 jobs really good, so that's why he's above all the like Tsunade, Sakura and stuff. So he's at number 5. And number 4, it's gonna be Shizune. You all know how much I love Shizune's ultimate in this game. Like that ultimate goes on for at least like 40 to 50 seconds, I guess, and during that time, or maybe a little bit more, because I think so as soon as her ultimate runs out, after like 2-3 seconds your ultimate is back, so she can use it again. And like as soon as even a single effect hits you, for example a damage over time or a defense debuff or an attack debuff, any effect hits you, she will just pop her ultimate and give like immunity from all the ailments. Like then you are safe from Itachi, and also you are safe from like Sasuke version 3, like all the stuff like stun, seal, everything, you just are pretty safe from that. So she is like, in my opinion, one of the best support characters to have in the game. I'd say she is the like overall not the best healer, but as a support overall, since her heal is also like 2400, and since the ailment effects are there to help you, like the damage over time is not going to affect you at all. So like Shizune is really good. She also has a poison attack, and she also has an attack that can raise your defenses, which you are mostly not going to use because you'd rather use the needle attack that can paralyze the opponent. So that needle attack, the heal attack, and also the poison, and also the ultimate, that is really useful. So because I use her personally as a healer on my main account, because her pairing up with Shino, like you can just go through literally every base really easily. So that's why she's this high on the list and at number 4. And now top 3, I had to think a little bit. I don't think so I will be able to like make sure that everybody's happy with this list, because these 3, like you can just switch places as per your wish. But for me at number 3, it's gonna be KLM Naruto. Reason being, he is a pretty good healer as a support. Like he is a really good unit to have as a support, because he can also remove ailment effects and stuff. So first of all, like he's like leagues above as a support over Tsunade or Sakura, and since he has the like ailment effect also, and he and that ailment effect will work as an iframe for you too, like for 1 or 2 seconds. So like that's really insane, like not just iframe for him but for the whole team. That's insane. And also his heal is also really high, and he has one of the attacks that recovers his chakra, so he's never gonna run out of chakra either. And his ultimate is also a multi-hit, like full room ultimate. I don't know what more can you ask for. But the thing is that in terms of main, he's not that, he is good, but he's still not amazing since the damage is not there. Of course, if you use a character that has the defense debuff with you, he can like still work. But above like the rest, the 2 ninjas that are gonna be number 1 and 2, like the damage in terms of KLM Naruto is not there. He is much like, it's better to use him as a support than a main, because as I told you, he removes ailment effects, he also heals, and he also has a full room ultimate. And since he's a green, he can also tank a little bit. So KLM Naruto definitely deserves the number 3 spot. And number 2, I think so many people are gonna be salty here, but it's gonna be Shisui at number 2. He's not number 1 sadly, and you guys already know who's number 1 gonna be. But let's talk about Shisui. So he was like, after so long, he was one of the ninjas that was like really OP in the game. Like he has an attack, shotgun attack, that can do a ton of damage. He has an attack that can be used as an iframe, and which is like, it's pretty tricky to use, but it can be used. So it is an iframe, and that can also knock down the opponent. And he has a teleport attack that works as a teleport, of course, but also gives the speed boost to your whole team. So that's also really good. And his ultimate is also a full room ultimate. His newer ultimate is just not that good. It's not that good. The older one is definitely better. And his newer 4 stars were also like, one of the attack was like double flash, some kind of that thing. It is a teleport essentially, but it takes a lot more chakra and does a little bit of damage. So it is not that useful. And also his Halo Dance is better, but it does not have an iframe. But in terms of doing damage, Halo Dance is much better. And one more thing, both of like all of his attacks do damage over time effect on the opponent. So that is also really good. And after his ultimate, one thing I forgot, he also becomes invincible for 10 to 15 seconds. I don't know at the exact timing, but at least for 10 seconds he becomes invincible. So like if he uses his ultimate and you even iframe it, you survive, but then you just can't kill him for some reason, because he's gonna be invincible. And even though he will be on like really low HP, but you will not be able to kill him, and he will just keep on teleporting here and there on defense, knock you down, doing a lot of damage and stuff. Most of the people pair it like Shisui with that new installation, the Confusion one, and that's a pretty good thing to do. And also as a main, like he is top tier. He's definitely now top 3 in the game as a main. So that's why Shisui is at number 2. And number 1, she is the latest ninja, like not the latest, but one of the latest ninjas. She's the latest. Sorry, she just came literally after that we got a rekit. So she's the latest ninja. It's gonna be Rin Nohara. Like who thought she was gonna be this broken in the game? Her like older ultimate is fine. If you are using her as a main, I'd say the older ultimate is better to use. She has an attack that is a shotgun attack. That is also an iframe that also gives this attack boost to the whole team. Like that is just more than enough. And then she has a log attack that can set off tornado traps as a main. And also she has a attack that can cause confusion and do a lot of damage. And there's also an attack with the heal attack, which she heals 2000 HP at max level, but then also she keeps on healing over time, that around 900 to 1k HP healing over time. And also that does not remove ailment effect. That would have been broken, but that's not the case. But still, it also recovers chakra for your team. Like it recovers 200 CP overall. For you it will recover 80 because it costs 120 CP at max level. So for you it will cover 80, but for whole team, for other 3 ninjas it will cover 200 CP. And if you are using Shisui as a main, and her as a support, like Shisui's chakra problems are just gone. Like she is so good as a support, and also as a main she does a lot of damage. And on defense with her newer ultimate, if you put her in the final room, which you'll definitely see in the video that will be playing on the screen, you go in, she will pop her ultimate and all the 4 ninjas in the final room will be invincible and you just can't kill them for 10 seconds. Like that's nuts. If you pair her with Gaara with the newer ultimate, that gives that like defense boost. Like I don't know how, like it's really difficult to kill the ninjas in the final room. Like the best thing you can do is the insta ultimate that you can just go and cast instantly, but most of the people don't know how to do it, including me, sadly. But like that is the only thing that you can do, but I'm still not sure if that will be able to save you or not. At least Rin would survive that, if not everybody. And like what I would used to do is that I would use Shisui's teleport, go around the corner and use mud, and if I try to do that now, Rin's ultimate would have been activated and I would not be able to kill anybody. So like she is one of the like OP characters in the game. After Shisui, I think so she is the one that is like, you know, she like a broken character, and you should have her. Like at Shisui's time, everybody was wanting Shisui because he was so broken. And in terms of Rin, the people who missed, like did not get Rin, they are honestly really sad, because nobody thought she was gonna be this good, but she is, and have gone on for too long. So I just ended here. Rin Nohara #1, she definitely deserves it. And for you, if it's Shisui, it's Shisui. I can't do anything. For me, it's Rin personally. So that concludes the list. Let me know what do you think about the list, and if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And yeah, stay tuned for more. I'll meet you in the next one.